we have discussed some derivations on geometrical figures like rectangle. Rectangle we have seen. Okay. So how to apply the parallel axis theorem in order to find out the moment of inertia for rectangular section. So see here, very important thing is moment of inertia generally for any kind of geometry like square, rectangle, circle, semicircle, quarter circle, like any figure, any geometrical figure. So moment of inertia we will find out on basis of two reference axes. Okay, by taking geometrical centroidal axis as a one moment of inertia, we will get by taking base of that particular geometrical figure, we will get the moment of inertia. It means from two cases we will get the moment of inertia. One is about its centroidal axis and also about its base axis. So parallel axis theorem basically it gives us more clarity that it only allows the moment of inertia from base axis only. Okay, so from the base axis we will consider as a base axis as a reference axis. Okay, so base axis is nothing but, if you clearly observe here, I will show you. So for this I have taken as a rectangle section as our regular geometrical figure. So for this, if I want to find out the moment of inertia, I have to consider two cases. So one is by taking xy reference as a reference axis, xy plane as a reference axis. Okay, xy plane as a reference axis, and also this total entire rectangle is placed. So those opposite side and adjacent side edges are placed on respective x and y axis. This means base of this rectangle are going to be coincides, are going to be coincide with your 1 minute. Yes. So this whatever the base axis is there. So this is I'm going to take it on the x axis. Okay. And whatever the height of this rectangular, so one of its side or edge, so I am going to consider on y axis. It means totally the sides of a rectangle are going to be presented on xy axis, and if I want to find out the moment of inertia about this one, so this is the first case, moment of inertia about the base axis, that is along x axis, that is we are going to call as ixx, or otherwise simply you can call it as only ix only. There is no ixx. In some textbook they are going to refer as ixx. Why ixx means if it is a second moment of area, that's only x is a perpendicular distance which is going to be taken from this by reference axis. So whatever the distance is there, this distance is square of this distance into area of this particular total rectangle is going to give the moment of inertia, or otherwise second moment of area we are going to call. So that's why only we have to represent I suffix xx. Okay, and also, so see here moment of inertia about Iyy. So y axis is nothing but it is Iyy. So this is the first case. So that we are going to get the moment of inertia. That we are going to find out the moment of inertia for this section. But and also we are having the moment of inertia about another perpendicular. It means moment of inertia is nothing but rotation of this particular geometry about two axes. One is x axis and also one is about y axis. Okay, as a base axis. But if you go for finding out the moment of inertia in another case, so that is by considering the centroidal axes of the geometrical figure. What are the centroidal axes? So centroidal axes are nothing but whatever the axis which are passing through the centroid of the geometrical figure. So here my geometrical figure is my rectangular section, and also I am having the centroid. By drawing the diagonals, I will have the centroid at the midpoint of this rectangular section. At the midpoint of this rectangular section. So therefore, I will call these reference axes as central axis as gx and zy. Gx and zy. So so see here, this is about central axis. So whatever the central axis is there, we are going to get the moment of inertia as Igx about its central x-axis, and also y is also my central axis. Why? Because it is also passing through the centroid of the geometrical figure. That thing I am going to call it as the IGY. IGY. So if you clearly observe here, I Gx and x. So Gx and this x are two parallel axes. Two parallel axis. So due to this parallel axis, so we are going to apply a theorem that is called parallel axis theorem, which is going to be after derivation. After derivation, we will get the moment of inertia about base axis only. So about base axis is nothing but moment of inertia about its central axis space. Whatever the area is there, this area will be multiplied with the distance between these two parallel axes. The distance between these two parallel axes, which is going to give the total moment of inertia of your object about base axis, that is AB or otherwise IX. IAB or otherwise IXX. So same thing we have seen in the previous class, that is if I want to find out the moment of inertia or otherwise if I want to apply the parallel axis theorem, so definitely I have to find out the moment of inertia about base axis only. Base axis as a reference axis. Here AB is my reference axis or base axis, and also along vertically I am having AD as my base axis. Okay, in two cases we are having one is along linearly, one is along laterally. So this is laterally and also this is linearly. We are having moment of inertia respectively. So if I want to find out moment of inertia about base axis, that is AB as one side of the rectangle, so that is equal to your moment of inertia about your central axis. Here IXX I have considered as a central moment of inertia, central moment of inertia. That means here it is my x axis, that is your central axis. Here it is my y axis. So rather than gx and zy, I have considered as y and xx. Okay. So central moment of inertia plus whatever the area of the rectangle is there. So that area or otherwise area of geometrical figure. So that area should be multiplied with the distance between the parallel axis, multiplied with square of the distance between their parallel axis. So whatever the square of the distance here, if it is h means, so h by 2 is your total distance between those two parallel axes. Okay, so h by 2 or otherwise if total this is the d value means you are going to get the d by 2. So if it is d, I have taken as d, so that is replaced with d by 2. So here if it is moment of inertia about your rectangular section about your central axis, that is b dq by 12. So how it is b dq by 12 means, so we have already derived this b dq by 12. How we have derived? So I have taken first of all a rectangular, total rectangular section, and afterwards I have find out the centroid. Okay, otherwise I have drawn the central axis. I have drawn the central axis after finding out the centroid. After finding out the centroid. So how to find out the centroid here? By drawing the diagonals, I am going to get the centroid here. Okay. So central axis are my xx and yy. You will take gx and zy, no problem. Gx and zy. So whatever the moment of inertia that is going to be created about xx axis means ixx, ixx, ixx. So this ixx is equal to how much? How much? So in order to find out moment of inertia about ixx, I am going to always, if you want to derive it, you have to consider an differential element and differential element. So that differential element is nothing but this is the differential element, which will have how much amount of length is there here, that much amount of length will be also there. That thing I have considered as a b here, and also thickness is how much? So along y I have considered as dy as a thickness here, dy as a thickness here. So this total b is there, dy is there. there, and also what is the distance between these two. So why? Because from which axis? From x centroidal axis, how much distance, in how much distance I have taken this rectangular differential element in order to integrate. So how much distance? So at y distance I have considered. So therefore, whatever the moment is, moment of inertia is there, that is, you are going to integrate in between what and what? Integrate in between 0 to your how much amount? So d, or otherwise h. So D is nothing but your height of the rectangle. B is nothing but your base of the rectangle. So in between 0 to D total entire height, we are going to integrate, or otherwise summing of all rectangular differential element portions. All rectangular differential elemental portions. Okay. If you total add this moment of inertia, so you will get the central moment of inertia. You will get the central moment of inertia. So that is 0 to d, or otherwise you are going to call as minus d by 2 to d by 2. Why? Because from here to here I have considered as a negative minus d by 2 to d by 2. Here plus d by 2 to d by 2. Why? Because from the x axis you will go for, if you go for coordinate dimensions, you will get negative values. So above you will get the positive values if you go above from the x axis. So that means minus d by 2 to d by 2, minus d by 2 to d by 2 is your limits of integration, limits of integration. So yesterday already we have discussed this. So just simply I am giving the some, and also whatever the area is there, so that differential elemental area I am going to integrate, okay, into whatever the distance is the perpendicular distance for this differential element, it is making y as a distance, so that y square, dA into y square. If you do it, you are going to definitely get the central moment of inertia as bdq by 12. If you see, you will see this bdq by 12 plus area of this one is b into d, and also what is the height is there? Height is nothing but here, if you see, if you clearly observe, sorry, in this figure, if you clearly observe in this figure, so this is the d by 2. Why? Because it is the h is the value of distance between those two parallel axes. Distance between those two parallel axes. Those two parallel axes is nothing but one is your base axis for this one. For this one, which one is parallel? So this x axis is parallel. So what is the distance between these two? If total height is d, so this one is exactly d by 2. Exactly d by 2. So area multiplied with this square of this distance, d by 2 whole square, which is going to give your bd cube by 2. bd cube by 2. So bd into bd cube by 2. Okay, bd cube by 2. So 2 bd cube plus bd cube, 12 bd cube, how much? So bd cube by 12 plus bd cube by 4 you will get. So d by 2 whole square is nothing but d square by 4. So 4 plus how much it is? So here you are having bd cube, and here you are having bd cube. If you multiply 3 and numerator with denominator 3 by 3, okay, you will get denominator 12. So if you do the LCM, you will get 4 bd cube by 12, 4 bd cube by 12. So 4 3 is 12 you will get, and bd cube by 3 you are going to get. bd cube by 3 you are going to get. It is about base AB axis. Base AB axis. But if you go for height AD axis, okay, base, it is also a base, but it is vertical base. So vertical base is I am having AD. So if you go it and do it the integration, same thing you are going to get by applying parallel axis theorem as dB cube by 3. So central moment of inertia is equal to bd cube by 12. Okay. So bd cube by 12 about base axis. So central moment of inertia about vertical centroidal axis is nothing but dB cube by 12. dB cube by 12. So this is only x axis. But what about the y axis? So just I will clear my annotations. So this bd cube by 12 is nothing but about x axis only. But what about y axis? It is dB cube by 12. If you go for considering vertical strip, vertical strip. So previously we have considered in about the x-axis we have considered horizontal strip. Now you if you do you will get the IYY as dv cube by 12. These are central axis moment of inertia. But what about base axis moment of inertia is nothing but if you go for applying this parallel axis theorem from the base you are going to get this is the base you are going to get central plus area of this total thing into distance between those two parallel axes whole square that is d by 2 whole square. So like that we will get bdq by 3 about base AB about base AB. Then what is dB cube by 3? So dB cube by 3 about vertical base that is AD. So this is vertical base. This is vertical base. This is horizontal base of a rectangle. Horizontal base of a rectangle. It means moment of inertia for rectangle we will have 4 moment of inertias majorly two moment of inertia only. One is along the base, sorry, about the base, and one is about the central axis. Okay, so central axis we are having two. One is about xx, about yy. Okay, base axis we are having two. So one is linear base, another one is lateral base. Okay, that's why only moment of inertia we get four moment of inertia per rectangle. One is bdq by 12 centroidal xx and another one is dbq by 12 centroidal yy. So if we talk about the base moment of inertia, one is linear base that is bdq by 3. How we are going to how we are getting means by applying parallel axis theorem, and another one is dbq by 3. This is from your lateral base. Okay, like this we have got these formulas. Okay, now if you go whenever there is a halo portion is there, halo portion is nothing but from the rectangle, total rectangular object, certain amount of portion is removed. Certain amount of portion is removed. So that's why we are going to call as a halo rectangular section. Halo rectangular section. For this halo rectangular section, how to find out the moment of inertia is our case here. So for these cases, it is very easy to know the moment of inertia for solid section. So halo section is very easy. So how it is? So see here. So halo rectangular section is having the dimensions with small d and small b. Small d and small b as a base and height. But what is the larger rectangular section? So larger rectangular section is having capital B and capital D are the base and height values. Okay, their central axis are x and y central axis. Only I have to find out central axis and also base axis also I want to find out. Okay, if you wish to find out about the base, about the central axis, your wish. Okay, so I will go for finding about only central axis here. So central axis is nothing but, so this is my central axis, that is IXX. So IXX is nothing but for solid body how much moment of inertia we are going to get about central axis, it is bdq by 12. Okay, so first of all I will go for considering, I will go for considering there is no portion here, so there is no halo portion here. So just I will consider as a total rectangle section. First of all, total rectangle section, so there is no portion is removed, so total material is there inside of that one, there is no halo portion. So that's why I will apply capital B capital D whole cube divided by 12. So this is the central moment of inertia about this central axis, that is xx. But there is a halo portion which is also having rectangular portion only. If it is a triangle portion, you have to remove from this rectangle with the formula available for triangle section inside of this. But here we are having only rectangular section only. That's only we are going to apply moment of inertia formula for rectangle. What is it is how much what it is? So it is b by 12 only. So with not larger dimensions, with smaller dimensions. So what are the dimensions for rectangular here? So small b and small d. It is also about x axis, means you have to go for applying the same formula with smaller dimensions. It means from the larger rectangle to, so smaller rectangle we are removing. From the larger rectangle So smaller rectangle we are removing. So if you remove these two, these are not two areas, these are moment of inertia. These are moment of inertia formulas. If you subtract the area, you will get the area. If you subtract the moment of inertia about central axis, you will get the moment of inertia about that particular thing. So B2 by 12 is your moment of inertia. From this total entire moment of inertia, we are removing this moment of inertia, smaller moment of inertia for smaller rectangle. About x-axis only. But what about y-y axis? In the same way, we have to do db cube by 12. See here, how why it is db cube by means. So with the help of in while we are going to do the derivation of this particular thing, so we are considered vertical strip. So we have considered vertical strip in the rectangle. So then B becomes D and D becomes V. So that's only if you solve the proof, you will get easy clarity. So dB cube by 12. So from this dB cube by 12. So vertically you are removing this vertical moment of inertia. Vertical moment of inertia. So dB cube by 12 minus. So smaller moment of inertia is with smaller dimensions. That is smaller base, smaller height. Smaller base and smaller height. That is dB cube by 12. So this is like this. You have to find out the composite sections moment of inertia also. Composite sections moment of inertia also. Okay, sorry, this is cutout portion, but composite portion is nothing but, so you are having, so see here, I will definitely give you clarity. This, so like this some composite section is there. So composite section is nothing but one any regular geometry is combined together and forming as a one single geometry, so this is we are going to call as a single geometry, but here two individual geometries are combining. So one is in rectangular in geometry, or otherwise you will assume it as a circular square shaped square geometry. So this is in triangular in geometry. Okay, so triangular value or otherwise rectangular and square geometry is combined and forming as a new geometry. So this is nothing but we are going to call as a composite section. This is nothing but we are going to call it as a composite section. Composite section. Composite section. So for this composite section figures, how to find out moment of inertia? So first of all, whether we have to find out moment of inertia base or central axis. So fix that case, and after fixing that case, so my ultimate aim is to now only find out the moment of inertia about central axis. So first of all, I will go for drawing central axis, centroid. So finding out the centroid and go for finding out the central axis. So I will find out the central moment of inertia for this one about xx, and also for this one individually for moment of inertia about xx, and I will combine these two now. I am not going to delete or I am not going to subtract. Why? Because these are combining and these are material increasing portions. These are, but here in this case material decreasing portion. So this case is material decreasing portion. This case. Is it okay? So whenever material adding case is there, you will go for adding moment of inertia about that particular xx or y axis. Okay, whether it is a removing portion, you will go for subtract the moment of inertia from the larger to smaller portions. Okay, so from the larger you have to remove the smaller portion moment of inertia. Is it okay? Now you got clarity? Yes. Okay. Now this is for rectangle we have completed. Then go for triangle. So triangle, how to find it is very easy. That's only see here, whatever the procedure we are going to use for finding out the moment of inertia, same we have applied in finding out the center for this kind of circle, semicircle, square, rectangle, triangle. So this kind of consideration. Only the thing is application of parallel axis theorem and perpendicular theorem only is the difference. Okay, only the difference. So see here how we got the bh cube by 36 and bh cube by 12 are the central moment of inertia and base moment of inertia for this triangle. We will see. So how to derive this? So see here. This is the triangle I have taken. So I want to find out the moment of inertia. Na? So first of all, geometrically I have to define this triangle with the dimensions. So geometrical means what are the dimensions? Base will be there, height will be there. So base is b and height will be h. Height of the triangle will be h. And as if you draw the medians for this, you will get a centroid. Will get the centroid for this triangle. So from that centroid, so see here, if you go for assuming or taking any strip, elementary strip, or otherwise from the base axis you will take any strip from the base axis. Okay. So anyway you will derive the expression for this. But see here, from the base I am going to derive. So that's why first of all I have considered this triangle from the base. So that is x axis as a base axis and y axis is also my base axis. So AB and X. So see here vertices of this triangle as A, B and C. So three vertices are there. So this is one vertex, this is one vertex and this is also one vertex. So for this one, in order to find out the moment of inertia about base axis, so see here, so I have considered elementary strip with the base as x, elementary strip base is x and the height is dy. Why I am going to take height is dy means vertically we are going to have y dimensions only. That's only differential element y. So if it is along dx mean if it is along x means you have to go for considering dx. But along x I am having x is the value I have taken to derive. So this elementary strip, this elementary strip is having the distance from x axis or otherwise AB base axis is y is the dimension to this r. Y is the dimension to this r. Okay. Now we know that any portion, in any triangle, we are having triangular property as if you draw the medians, any side will be proportioned. So in terms of one side will be exactly one side is going to be give the ratio of 1:3 ratio. Exactly one side will be, if you draw the medians, median will divide the opposite side in 1:3 ratio. That's why if you go for this side, so whatever the height is there, it is h by 3 and 2h by 3. So in 1:2 ratio, the exactly median is going to be divide the side of a triangle. So based on that concept, we have got h by 3 and 2h by 3 are the values from the central axis. So this xx is y are the central axis. Okay. So then go for now all the requirements for deriving the expression for moment of inertia of a triangle about base axis. Now we are having. So then go for finding out first step is how much. What is the first step actually? So how much differential elemental area we are having, that is the first step. Why? Because in order to find out the moment of inertia from any axis, we have to go for getting the differential elemental area, and also perpendicular distance between the axis. So that is by Holtzman. So this is actually moment of inertia definition. So in order to apply the moment of inertia definition, to go for deriving the differential elemental area and also go for deriving what is the perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance we are having uh, y here, y here, but see here. So area of the strip, so whatever the available things, so dA is my elementary strip value. So whatever the dA is there, so dA is nothing but length into breadth. So whatever the differential elemental length, so that is x, and differential elemental height is how much? dy. Okay, this is rectangle, so this total elementary strip is rectangle now, so that's not the rectangular area which is elemental area length into breadth, so x into dy. Now the same way, so go for similar triangles property. So what is the property here? So similar triangle property, whatever the ratio of their bases is there, that is equal to ratio of their heights. So ratio of their heights. So for differential element, they are having the bases. So smaller base to the larger base. So smaller base is nothing but for differential base by your total rectangular base is b. So whatever the height is there, your smaller differential element up to which we have taken. So that is y, and also h is your total rectangular height. Okay. From this we are going to get the value of x is equal. We have to find out the value of x. So why we have to find out x? Why we have to find out the x is, so in differential element we are having the term called x, and also but we have to derive with respect to y. So that's why we are totally we are including the terms totally in y only. So x into dy. So x is nothing but your here your y b by h. So therefore our total differential element will be converted in terms of y. In terms of y. So x is nothing but yb by h. So from the single triangle concept we have got it. And if you put this one x value in differential element, so this should be converted into totally yb by h. Okay. So therefore, you will see the distance of the strips from the base. So from the base, what is the distance of the strip here? So total h minus phi. H minus phi is nothing from this total entire height. We have considered where we have considered it is from the height y we have considered. So h minus y is now total distance. So therefore, put it in this formula. IAB is equal to integration of or otherwise area. So area is now differential element area into distance is how much? H minus 5 whole square. Distance, perpendicular distance is your h minus 5. So whole square. So di into y square. So total you get, so yb into h minus 5 whole square by h into y. So this total thing you have to put it in the integration now. So 0 to h is my differential element is going to be. So IAB is nothing but this thing. Okay. So and we have to integrate. So we have to integrate in between what and what? In between 0 to h. In between 0 to h. So 0 to h into differential element value is how much? So yb by h into dy into h minus 5 whole square dy is your total value. So total dA value is dA into y square value is this. So y square into dy.